Hello and welcome back to the Fight Me Bro betting show. We are your hosts, Matt and Nick, and we are here today to bring you winners. You heard that right, winners. I know our lock.
I'm 2-0.
You're 2-0, so he's on a hot streak. I lost last week, but it doesn't fucking matter because this is UFC Chicago, our hometown, our home turf, so we have home field advantage, and that always means good things for bets. Except for the last time Valentina was here and we got hosed because we bet on Holly Holm, but that's besides the point. We're ready to win. Nick has a shit ton to bet on this week, so we'll get started with his 9 million bets.
Yeah, you got to catch up. Everyone's in the hole about $1 billion.
Yeah,
and
roughly, give or take.
Quarter ends in 3 weeks, so we need to start firing off picks. And so a lot of these are going to be rapid fire, but that's fine because you don't come here for in-depth analysis. You come here for winners.
If you come here for in-depth analysis, you are coming to the wrong place.
So, right off the bat, first fight of the night, Caitlin Chukagian got her beating Joanne Calderwood, primarily because this just seems like a style matchup where Chukagian's going to be able to punch the air a lot again and like do hayas. I'm pretty sure she's a hayas.
Yeah.
And that somehow will be enough to win the last 2 rounds. Calderwood probably come out strong like she does in every fight. And then Chukagian just kind of kick, run away, land 1-2s, and you're going to hear a lot of, like, you're on the set of a Karate Kid movie. And then she'll win a 28-27 decision, and I'll get my first winner in the book right out of the break.
See, there's 2 bets for this fight that I would take, but I couldn't find it on any book. 1, that it's going to be super boring, because it for sure will. 2, that Chukagian is going to call for a title shot after this fight. These are both facts. You've heard it first. If anyone's willing to take those bets, I'm willing to negotiate
There's an enormous
terms.
spider in this room that's distracting the shit.
Fuck, dude, we got a bunch of those, and I hate that shit.
Bad spiders. So I'll just roll off another one since I have so many.
Yeah.
Next, we're going to jump around. I have these completely out of order, by the way. So we're going to go with Tai Tuivasa, minus 135 over Blagoy Ivanov, just because... I don't know. Tuivasa looks good. I literally have not watched Blagoy Ivanov fight, but he doesn't do shoeys, and so that's my hot take there.
If we're basing off of shoeys, Tuivasa definitely has the upper hand.
Major advantage in the shoey column.
And Ivanov has only he beat a Rothwell that was old and like out of the game for like 2 years, and it wasn't even that impressive.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Rothwell's pretty good, but I don't know. I'm not too impressed with Ivanov here. Fuck the Russians. Heavy Russian card.
There's a take.
Heavy Russian card. I've found.
There's like 3 on there.
Yeah, sure. I mean, out of what, 11 fights, or how many are on a full card?
12. A lot more Americans. I'll tell you that much.
Anyways, now I'll go for my first one.
Rip one.
My first one is going to be Eddie Wineland versus this Gregory Pavlov guy.
Pavlov.
Who.
I just made that up.
I'm taking Wineland for a couple reasons. I rewatched this fight against Alejandro Perez, I think, and quite frankly, I think Eddie Wineland got robbed there. I think he won the first 2 rounds and lost, and they gave the other guy a unanimous decision. But I was surprised because I couldn't really remember the fight. I'm like, Wineland hasn't fought in a while. He's probably looking pretty rusty, but I thought he looked surprisingly well. I think he's getting up there in age, but isn't super old.
I think he's at 37, dude.
I think he's 34. He might be 37. No, I think he's 34. I could be wrong on that. I know he's older.
Pretty old.
But he looked great. His cardio looked great, and his head movement looked good. Not enough to win. Obviously, the judge is over, but I thought he looked better.
Good enough to lose.
Now, I don't think they're giving him... So this Gregory guy is UFC debut, and the last guy he beat, it was a first-round TKO to leg strikes when the guy was sitting in guard, and he just sat there and kicked his leg until he tapped. One of the worst fucking and then
looked at like a bar.
It was some WFA.
Okay.
Which this guy's got a few fights in, and I looked at the guy's record again. It's like 3-5.
It's a Nadia Kasem situation.
Yes, although this guy's legit.
I always will bet against those people.
He's Russian. He trains out of Tiger Muay Thai. I think he's actually pretty good, but he's never fought anyone like Wineland caliber. And if we get a Eddie that looks even remotely similar to old, I think just his experience and I guess overall just badassness. And you got to go with the hometown hero. I know he's from Indiana, but like heavy ties to New Breed, and can't bet against that guy. So I like him a lot, and that is at minus 145.
All right, then I'm jumping all the way up to I'm laying the line on Tatiana Suarez at minus 650, and I kind of actually. I want Suarez to win because I want to see Like, I think she could just destroy Andrade. Not that I hate Andrade, but I think everyone's like, oh, she'll get knocked out. That's not a thing. That's not real life. It's like Suarez will ragdoll her.
Yeah.
That said, I like the Nina Ansaroff, Amanda Nunes. Like, they're dating, but they're also like two goofy characters.
They're like pals. Yeah. They literally, like, it's like Three's Company without the third person.
And the more I like more of them. Like, they're legitimately fun. Like, Amanda Nunes drunk on Twitter and stuff, and then Nina tweeting about it is like, that's like legitimately fun.
They're just like grabbing each other's asses on camera, literally whipping out the vibrators the other day on fucking camera. I think it was a toothbrush.
Otherwise, Adrian Broner would not be having.
That's cheating, according to him.
So, but that said, I just think that in my heart of hearts, I know that this is going to be 3 rounds of complete wrestle rape, and I don't mean rape in like a derogatory. It's just going to be bad.
It's going to be a mauling.
It will be bad.
Although, if you're a gambling man, which I am, I don't have her on my card. I was thinking about taking Suarez at, I think, plus 650 or plus 700. Nina Ansaroff isn't the, like, she was able to shut down Claudia Gadelha, who was pretty much just a, I guess, less gas tank and not as good of a wrestler of Suarez. But if Ansaroff could stop the takedowns, at least for like a round, and makes it ugly, I think there's a legit, I don't think the line should be this steep, but I do think she's going to win. But that's the only reason I kept her off my card. All right, well, I'll go on to my next one. So this one, I went back and forth a little bit because I really like the prospect here. It's the Peter Yan versus Jimmy Rivera. Peter Yan is just one of those guys that you want to root for. He feels like he's that next big thing. However, him being a minus 350 favorite against Jimmy Rivera, granted, I know Jimmy has not looked great. Well,
you're going with Jimmy Rivera.
I'm going Jimmy Rivera here.
That's a poor decision.
I'm going off of value here. Plus 285. Jimmy Rivera, not too long ago. I mean, he's only
take like the decision line, like up the value because.
Well, I think I could see it being like John Dotson rocked Peter Yan. Like, Jimmy Rivera hits fucking hard, and he's very explosive. And I feel like Peter Yan is just kind of, they have different fighting style, but he just reminds me of like a younger, I guess, like Jimmy Rivera type, where like he comes up and he just finds a way to like win. He's just really tough to beat. And I feel like it's going to be a lot closer than people think. So I like the coin flip here. I'm going with Jimmy Rivera, who's actually not as old as I thought he was. How old do you think he is?
30.
29.
Yeah.
I thought like 32. I thought, I'm like, okay, Chad Mendes here.
No.
Basically just 135-pound Chad Mendes.
Yeah.
Which isn't good for my betting strategy.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say you're.
Well, I'm going with
all sorts of bad ways.
Yeah.
Okay, so my roll through a couple quick. So one, we're gonna go on Cowboy plus 130. This fight is a complete toss-up. However, the only reason I'm taking the dog, I would have taken either dog. Wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
Just take the underdog in this fight. If honestly the line switches, reverses, and Tony Ferguson's a dog come walkout time, I'll probably bet on Tony Ferguson.
So you should put an asterisk next to your bet.
Yeah.
Whoever is the underdog in that fight.
I'm going to stick it out with Cowboy only because I haven't seen enough weird... This is the analysis you come to this show for.
Yeah.
I haven't seen enough weird Tony Ferguson shit leading up to this fight.
True.
Where's the weird shit? Like, I'm getting nervous. Is he like straight edging it now? Eddie Bravo went on Rogan's podcast and assured us that that's not the case. However, where are the videos of kicking poles? Where is like the interpretive dancing with ribbons and shit? Like,
where's him doing like squats on top of a medicine ball while the barbell's on fire?
With uneven weights on each side. Like where is that? Because that's what makes Tony Ferguson, and I'm not seeing that. And Cowboy is still dead Cowboy because I see his kid walking all around the cage and shit. You gotta go with Cowboy.
I went back and forth on this so much. Like, I was committed to putting on my card. It's not on my card. I could not go either way. As soon as I would convince myself one side, I went to the other. So I get your strategy. It's like, whoever just has a slightly better odds, go with that because it is an absolute crapshoot. I really wish there was, and maybe it is out there, I would put a solid bet that this is the fight of the night. I just don't see how it's not. Something would, like, Yoel Romero
said that before.
I know,
Francis Ngannou,
but I just can't even envision it. And even like that Instagram post, I think Okamoto, where they were both like at the same gym and they're just hanging out in the sauna. And I guess like people were saying that they weren't even like talking shit. They're just like, we're gonna put on a goddamn show tomorrow. And it's just this mutual respect. I think this fight isn't even so much for each other, it's so much for like the fans, because both of these guys fight so much for like they want to be entertaining that it's just gonna be a bloodbath. And I'm going to be sad either way because I don't want the person that loses to actually lose.
Yeah.
But I think if I had to lean aside, I'd probably go Ferguson.
Yeah.
So we'll see on that. All right, my next one, I'm going to, as this will be no surprise, I got to bet on the original Bay, Carolina. You just, well, a couple reasons. Although Alexa Grasso has been sneaking up on me as like, oh, maybe when Carolina goes out.
I had to say I had to not put a dog in this fight. I would have torn myself up over it.
I
too much.
I took this fight because I went back and I tried to see who, like, the closest fighter to.
Your Pornhub search history was?
Yes, yes. Who did my most recent porn star actually look like? Which would be actually Alexa Grasso. Surprisingly,
You talked yourself out of multiple bets.
well, if it was Lana Rhodes, it'd for sure be like Carolina. But she's been on the back burner ever since the butt surgery stuff. But no, I looked up the Felice Herrig versus Alexa Grasso fight, and Grasso just did not look comfortable at all handling Felice's range. And I thought Carolina was actually bigger than she actually was, because I think she fights with such great, like, distance management, and when she goes into the clinch, then she fucks. She's not going to give Alexa Grasso a chance to really, like, make it a dirty boxing, because I think she's going to be commanding the clinch more. And so unless Alexa Grasso does what every fighter should do against Carolina and just take her down immediately, I don't.
Not a strong suit.
Yes, but Alexa Grasso, so far, from what I've seen, hasn't really showed any, like, fantastic, wrestling skills. Although she almost pulled off a heel hook on Felice Herrig, which would have been awesome. So if she does heel hook, if she heel hooks Carolina, I will not be mad, and the bet won't count. No, okay, it'll count, but still, I won't be as mad.
Okay, so my last two, because I'm going double lock of the week this week. I told you, we're making up ground.
Yeah.
So my last two before, this one, little dicey, but couldn't ignore the value. At minus 130, you got Valentina Shevchenko just not inside the distance. Pretty likely that Shevchenko decisions on. Yeah, she could fuck her up, but I feel like Jessica Ai's kind of tough.
She's a tough bitch.
I think I would have to say, like, Shevchenko would have to take Jessica Ai down to finish it. I don't think she's going to finish her on the feet. She'd have to take her down and submit her or ground pound, like pound her out. And then, you know, if by some miracle of Cleveland, Jessica Ai lands some sort of punch, you're covered there too. So minus 130, that cashes. Then, last one before my locks is, I'm taking Henry Cejudo. At plus 130,
Wow.
Doesn't seem like, I don't know how, I really don't have a justification. Pretty much every way I break this down, he's getting kicked in the head. That's how this is going to end. And I know I'm placing maybe this is just because he's asked the people a billion fucking times already, and so I'm just way over placing value on this, but there's something about a guy who's yes, TJ came down, and so whatever, that's kind of not a moot point really, but there's something about a guy who's been doing MMA for like 6 years, grabbed the strap, also has a gold medal in wrestling. Like, that guy just knows how to fucking win.
Yeah, he's beaten literally Demetrius Johnson and Dillashaw, who you could both, like, granted, where you stand on the whole steroids thing, but those guys are in the talk for, like, greatest of all time. And so Cejudo doesn't get the same respect as that, but he has beaten them. Although, arguably against Demetrius Johnson the second time, but still, an unreal talent.
The point is, the guy just knows how to fucking win.
Yeah.
And so he's an underdog, so put him on the card. I told you, I'm making up ground this week.
Yeah.
So those are all my picks that are not locks.
See, I had a friend of mine, a wrestling friend, he was, shout out Jordan, who was just like, so we taking Cejudo over Moraes? He's like, who are you leaning in that fight? And I gave my reasonings why I want Moraes. And the whole time he's like, but does he have a gold medal? I'm just like, fuck, he does not have a gold medel. Because I'm like,
It's like the shoey thing.
I'm like, I don't know.
How many shoeys has he done? Not enough.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't know if Cejudo is going to be able to take Moraes down. He's like, why does this guy have Olympic level takedown defense? I'm like, well, no, but like if he uses the range and he's like a huge 135 pounder, and he's like,
people saying that he's not that big of a 135 pounder. I'm like, what are you watching?
Dude, I think it was I can't remember what it was, but some study was done about like weight cutting, and they like pointed examples of who would be needs to move up the most, and he was like number one.
Yeah,
he's just unreal cut.
He's a monster.
Yeah, he must walk around like 160, like at least, and Cejudo probably walks around at 140.
You hear that, Jeff Nowitzki?
Yeah, both of those guys could be like both just because they're small, they don't get talked about enough. But both of those guys are unbelievably ripped.
Yeah,
if they were at 185, they would be getting the same kind of talk as like Yoel and Borrachino. You know what? But you use both your locks.
No, I have them both coming up.
Oh, I thought you said we have 2 locks of the week.
I do.
Well, I thought you gave those. Well, I'm going to go with 2 locks of the week then, too. I'm moving up my other one. I'm going with Tai Tuivasa over...
Oh, that's a lock?
I'm going with a lock here because I'm not wearing a shirt that says just shoe it for fucking nothing. For this guy to not win and for me to just demolish a disgusting shoe full of probably piss water.
Or just...
And it's also not helpful that on Joe Rogan this week, they talked about how you could actually get staph infection and die from shoeies and how it's completely unsanitary. For some reason, in my pea brain, I was like, can't be that bad. If
Tuivasa can't, I bet he's immune to the staph from shoeies.
Hey, if he's immune to the staph from shoeies, maybe his only kryptonite is JDS. But people forget that he was actually like piecing JDS up pretty bad until he got caught, and then he became exposed for having zero grappling. He had no idea how to get up from Mount. But I'm just crying all those things because I saw that video of him with this black rapper in like the south side of Chicago, just getting it on with her. Well, not practically, but I mean literally, but just dancing with her, being in the mood. That is a confident ass dude. He does not come off like a guy that is stressed out about this. He's just gonna fucking pull this off. I almost wanted to take him TKO line, but it wasn't really. It was like plus 150, and so I'm gonna just go with straight up at minus 135. So I'm gonna go with my second lock of the week here too.
Run it up.
As this one, the lamest lock of the week I've probably ever picked. No, Shevchenko.
Oh, he's laying the number.
I'm laying the number down for 2 bills, or not. It's gonna be what, 2,000?
20 bills.
Yeah, it's at minus 1,075 last time I checked. And it's the lamest lock ever, but I don't think I've ever seen a lockier lock than this. I haven't seen...
I don't know, that Jack Swagger,
True.
That might have been the easiest money I've ever made in my life.
True. I just feel like people are forgetting... People listened to Jessica Eye too much when she got on that 3-fight win streak, and they totally forgot about her 4-fight losing streak that happened directly before that.
And that all 3 of those wins were split decisions.
Yes.
Or I think one of them was a UD, but...
There's
no definitive win.
She's this close to being. It was
on a 7-fight losing.
Yes, exactly, 6-1 maybe. And Shevchenko just got done being Joanna. She's a monster. Granted, I think she might be a little overhyped for what she actually is, but make no mistake,
she's not a finisher.
Yeah, she's not.
She has finishes on her record. That's wrong to say, but she finished Priscilla Cachoeira and Juliana Pena, and then there's a lot of other fights where she just the Holly Holm fight. She hasn't finished elite people.
Yeah,
let's put it that way. Doesn't finish elite people.
But either way, I don't care if it's decision, sub, anything. She's just going to pull out this win. I may actually, in real life, lay down $1,000 to win $100. I'm that confident, and that's stupid. So that's my lock of the week.
Okay, my double locks are, 1, you have Calvin Kattar fighting Ricardo. Ricardo Lamas is just over the hill, man.
Yeah.
That guy's been chin-checked, multiple,
Josh Emmett knocked him out.
Chad Mendes, I mean, he's taken some L's. And then in the fights that he hasn't been knocked out, he just hasn't looked great. Max Holloway fight, Max Holloway destroyed his ass. Now, Max Holloway's obviously great, but I'm just saying, Ricardo Lamas hasn't looked good in a long time. These are 2 trains passing in the night.
Yeah.
One is on his way up. And honestly, as Ricardo Lamas declines physically, I feel like he was known a lot for his wrestling. I don't know if it was for a guillotine, but as of late, haven't seen much Ricardo Lamas wrestling. This is like Jurassic Park in here.
I know, the ants are just picking each other up. It's fucking wild.
So I'm just not impressed with it. So I think there's going to be a lot of boxing here. And Calvin Kattar at minus 140, I trust that boxing to take at least 2 rounds.
Yeah, easy. I mean, he's very slick boxing, and like you said, Ricardo Lamas is not. He's not, and he's these wrestlers are so you might be able to hear it on camera. That's a big fucker. We'll just say like wrestlers kind of need that physicality, and I feel he's been deteriorating a little bit. Definitely tough as rocks, but at this point,
he never struck me as a savvy. We always talk about this, but he's not the savvy chain. Ricardo Lamas he's called the bully for a reason. He's gonna bully you to the ground. It's not. Ooh, wow!
Elmer's college wrestler, D3, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have that next level elite wrestler. He has that good takedown.
He does, but it's just not. His style isn't slick. His style is not oh wow, that was a savvy foot sweep or something. His style is he's the bully.
Yeah.
Again, he's
meat and potatoes.
He's gonna body lock you and just drag you to the mat, and it's against like if you can't find ways to disguise your shots and navigate into that range against like a faster, younger, more well at this point in time probably more athletic Calvin Kattar, gonna be tough to get the job done.
Yeah.
So I got Calvin Kattar as a lock, and then this one I'm going way out on a limb with, but I got to do it for the boy, man. I got Aljamain Sterling at -135 locked up over Pedro Munoz just because Sterling, I think he's fine. I've said this also probably like 1,000 times, and I was only right this last time against Jiri Rivera, but.
The numbers game.
He
Keep shooting the
fucking
tank.
excels when he can kick people and just keep them at range, and then when he can engage in wrestling and shit. When he I really wanted to see more of that Marlon Moraes fight, and I think everybody did.
Yeah,
and very curious to see how that would play out because Moraes rangy kicker, Sterling rangy kicker. Just Sterling is a more aggressive grappler. I would say not that Moraes is a bad grappler, but. If there's somebody that's going to have somebody pushed up against the fence doing work in the clinch, like that Jimmy Rivera fight was tactically brilliant.
Yeah.
That was tactically flawless, actually. And so I just think in a fight where he's gonna get a shorter guy who likes to brawl, Pedro Munoz is coming to sling leather.
Yeah.
And Pedro Munoz, no slouch on the ground, but I think that Pedro Munoz doesn't come into fights being like, I want to take people down. He's coming into fights to be like, let's make it a brawl. Like, I don't want to say he's not John Lineker, but there's a midway point between him and somewhere else. So I just think that if Sterling comes in with the same tactic, all that shit that he did, like the same tact, I guess would be the word to use.
Or just even the same type of game, not even not the same game plan, but coming in strategically.
Yes, that's what I meant. Like the same tact and awareness of this is the plan, this is what we're gonna do. Yeah. I'm just gonna do this for 3 rounds. I could see him just sweeping the card 30-27 on this one.
Here's what the only thing I like Aljamain here too. I do. I for some reason I could see the fight getting a little ugly in the second or third. Aljamain goes for a takedown because I feel like that's where his comfortability is, and Pedro Munoz just rips his fucking neck off with a guillotine. I know he's a great Aljamain is great.
If anything, I think it's gonna get ugly, and he's just gonna catch. He's gonna catch some hands.
I don't know, man. How many guillotines? Munoz has quite a bit. He's racked him up. It's just he's got a tight fucking.
I don't know.
I think Aljamain's a very good wrestler, and I'm not worried about him just getting subbed. For some reason, I just feel and flashback to this, and if I'm the Oracle, for some reason, that's what kept me in. I just have a hunch that that's what's going to happen.
Nope, you're wrong.
Well,
Aljamain Sterling, lock of the week.
Yeah.
Second lock of the week. That's it. It's all winners. It's all printing money tomorrow. I'm hot. I saw it, like I said, for the longest time, I've just needed to see the ball go in. 2 for 2 on shots last week. The ball went in, and now we're going to sweep this one 8 for 8.
Yeah. You're going to actually, we're going to sweep this one and not get fucking embarrassed like the Golden State Warriors are currently right now, which is goddamn embarrassing. Down 99-89, 2.5 left at home.
I'm telling you, though, I can't wait for the Drake single that comes out of this.
Yes. He's going to bless us with a fucking heater. So on that note...
Move to Toronto.
On that note, follow us along at Below the Belt MMA. You probably already do if you're watching this, but... tell your fucking friends. And you could find us at El Jefe probably in Chicago, partying it up with all the UFC fighters because we're going to be
5-2 Ivas's go.
We're going to be so rich from all these bets that we're going to be doing shoeys at the most scummiest of nightclubs. Can I imagine?
With Patron.
Yes, that's what he likes. It's full shoeys of Patron. I bet he would do that if he won.
I bet he could take it down and not flinch.
Yeah,
I, on the other hand, would be hospitalized.
All right, guys, take it easy. We'll see you next time. Peace.